Jacksonville Jaguars at home this week, trying to snap a 2-game skid. They've lost 3 of their last 4 now.
Lawrence has time, looking for Johnson, and it's picked off!
They welcome the Minnesota Vikings, Skull fans feeling a little like Frank the Tank in front of that petting zoo guy when they watch Sam Darnold playing these days.
3rd and 2, Darnold, shot down the field for Jefferson, who brings it in!
Darnold and the Vikes snapped their 2-game losing streak last week. Darnold turned the ball over 3 times, 2 interceptions. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Also threw 3 touchdowns, 290 yards, rating the game over 100 when it was all over. 100-plus rate 3 straight games. But I like you, man. I like you.
Darnold throws to the goal line. Touchdown, Jalen Naylor.
Vikings offense comes in averaging over 26 points per game. That's top 10 good. And they're 9th on 3rd down.
Showtime in Minneapolis right now. Jefferson sold it too, didn't he? Took a couple of steps forward and then was able to get it all the way back. That's a 3rd and long answer that not many teams have.
Darnold's main target last week, of course, Justin Jefferson, who's been red hot with back-to-back games over 115 yards, caught 7 passes on 9 targets for 137 yards in Week 9.
There just aren't any flaws in the way this guy plays the game.
Jaguars pass defense. That's it. That's the punchline. No, ranked last in the league in passer rating allowed, gave up a 130-plus rating to Jalen Hurts last week, along with 2 TDs, 230 yards. Duval's had it. They're playing Lloyd Christmas in this preview tale. They got no food, we've got no jobs, and guys are jumping over us backwards now.
Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air to the 30.
You don't hit rock bottom by being tough on anyone. Jacksonville's 2nd highest rate allowed to wideouts in 2024. Not only do they have JJ to try and slow, there's Jordan Addison, hauled in a real beaut, Clark.
To Addison, did he bring it in? Yes! Great catch! Touchdown, Vikings!
42 yards for Addison. Josh Oliver found the end zone too, 58 yards.
Play action here, looking for the tight end. Oliver! Touchdown!
And TJ Hawkinson made it back. Quiet game. Minnesota's pass protection remains a work in progress. Traded for left tackle Cam Robinson. Next Gen Stats tagged him with 1 sack last week. Their interior with 3. Darnold sacked 4 times. Vikings 25th in sacks taken overall.
Darnold thrown down. Ball out as well. Grover Stewart took him down. There's a flag down as Kenny Moore is taking it in for a touchdown.
Jaguars have Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen to work with that. He had 2 of their 3 sacks Week 9. JHA with 5 total.
Hurts, pressure coming, and Hines-Allen buries him. 2nd sack today for Josh Hines-Allen.
On the ground now, the Vikings relied on Aaron Jones, 64 yards.
Aaron Jones, the former Packer, into the secondary. Hooked out of bounds at the 48.
Just 3 yards per outing, though. Maybe he cranks it up versus Jacksonville. Allowed Saquon Barkley to go off for 159 yards, 5.9 yards per carry, and a touchdown.
They'll run it with Barkley. Barkley at the 10, 5, touchdown!
So there's half of the Jaguars' problem. There's also the offense, just 21 points per game, struggling on 3rd down, ranking 30th, turned the ball over 3 times last week.
And ETN couldn't hold on to it. Did Bond pick it? Yes, he does!
And now they line up against a Vikings defense, 7th in points per game allowed, top 5 on 3rd down, held the Colts to 10 points, 3 for 11 on 3rd.
3rd and 5. Vikings break 4. Flacco's throw in the middle is deflected and incomplete.
That spells trouble if you're Trevor Lawrence. He comes in cold, 169 yards, 5.5 yards per attempt, a low 40s rating in their loss, 2 interceptions, the last one, the worst kind.
And they had plenty of time. Didn't have to force one there.
5th game that the Jaguars have lost by 5 points or less.
So good luck against Minnesota. They're holding quarterbacks to a low 80s rating, and they just kept Joe Flacco to a low 60s rate last week while picking him off once, no TDs, just 179 yards.
It gives Flacco a chance to throw. Intercepted by Murphy. Byron Murphy in front of Josh Downs.
Vikings are blitz happy too. For the record, Lawrence not great versus 5+ this year, but not terrible. Brian Thomas Jr., quiet Week 9, a little beat up. Trev targeted Evan Ingram the most, caught 5 passes for 45 yards.
Lawrence to Ingram, wide open, hit the 10, Ingram to the 5 and down to the 4.
Austin Trammell, Parker Washington, 40+ yards each.
Over the middle, he's got a wide open man, that's Washington. And Washington stayed on his feet, never went down. Washington at the 40 and now out of bounds.
Lawrence faced 10% more pressure than their season average versus Philadelphia, this coming after they traded Robinson to the team they play this week.
Lawrence in trouble, and he is sacked.
Vikings pass rush recorded 3 sacks last week. Jonathan Grenard continues to lead the way, adding 2 more bags to bring his season total to 7.
Flacco will go down again. 3rd sack on the drive, 2nd for Grenard.
Finally, the ground game sitch on this side. Tank Bigsby managed only 22 yards on 2.8 per. Travis Etienne had even fewer touches. The team only racked 60 rushing yards, just 3.3 a carry. Vikings run defense held Jonathan Taylor to 48 yards, 3.7 a run last week. Minnesota has beaten Jacksonville the last 5 times they've met. They're 6-1 against them overall. Remember Spurgeon Wynn? He's the only Minnesota quarterback to lose to Jacksonville. Stacey Mack rushed for over 110 yards. Jimmy Smith pulled in 122 of Mark Brunell's passing yards. Jaguars with the 33-3 win, their lone win over the Purple.
A gem by the defense, coupled with Stacey Mack's 2 touchdowns, gave the Jaguars their 3rd straight win on the road, a franchise record.